So you've mastered the basics and you're wondering what's next. Let's get into it. The way I like to do this is advance the basics but also bring some new moves in to keep the variety there and keep it interesting. So we're going to cover how you can do this with your pull-ups, push-ups, etc. And then we'll bring in some new exercises that cover more specific muscle groups like arms. So we'll start with push-ups. If you can get 20-30 reps and a few diamond push-ups, then you're probably wondering where you can take this without just getting up to 40, 50, 60 reps. Well, the simple way is to add some weight, whether that's a vest, a weight plate, and you can even slow the tempo down, which will make it much more difficult. And then we can drop onto the rings. Now, the rings bring in some serious instability to the move, and you get a lot deeper push-up as well. So you start training the stability muscles, and you can get a lot deeper, getting a bigger stretch on the chest. And you can start with your feet on the floor, and as you get stronger you can bring your feet up level with the rings, and if you want to take it to another step further, bring your feet above the rings, and that is a very challenging move, and you're heading towards the handstand press up at this point. Pull-ups, if you finally reach that 10 reps that you've always wanted, then there's a lot of room for progression now. So adding weight to pull-ups makes this probably one of the best exercises that you can do for your back and all-round physique as well. But I don't want you to just think I can add weight and that's the end of it. Don't neglect other grips either. So you can do close grip, wide grip, even commando style. These will all help build different parts of your back, making a great looking physique, and they will also help you get stronger in the standard pull-up as well. Right, let's move on to some new moves, and we're going to cover arms. Now, we've never really trained arms specifically doing the basics. Yes, we have some overlap, pull-ups, push-ups, dips, etc. They all do develop your arms, but we're now going to start looking at a bit more specific training towards the arms, making it a bit more interesting. And I'm going to share a few of my favourite moves that's got me the best results using just your body weight. So let's start with the ring curl. If you bring the ring up to your eye level, you are going to feel a serious stretch in your biceps. And again, the angle of your body will dictate how hard this exercise is. So if you're just starting out, you can have a very low angle, and if you're getting more advanced, you can bring your body further and further down, making it much harder. So that's the biceps, and then the triceps, we can use the rings again and do some ring tricep extensions. The joy of these is if you went in a gym and used a cable machine, there is a few points you have to really remember to get the most out of this exercise, and that is pinning your elbow in place. And sometimes when the weight increases, there's a tendency for the shoulder and the elbow to move, and it doesn't put the emphasis on the tricep. This exercise, however, takes very little thinking about, and you will focus on that tricep, and it is tough. And again, the angle of your body can make it easier or harder depending on your variation. And then something I've brought in recently, just to give my own training a bit of variety, is this rope. Now, again, you can do bicep work, tricep work, and it also works wonders on your grip strength. And I always say, simple tools like this can go a long way, keeping your training interesting and developing new skill sets, muscles, for instance, grip strength. Moving on to core and abs, I love hanging knee raisers, and how can we develop these and make them much harder? I use a weighted ball, so that just makes it a lot more difficult to get your knees up to your chest. And I've even started throwing the ball over the bar. I'm not saying this is a fantastic exercise and it's the best one for abs. It's fun, it keeps it interesting, and I think that's what calisthenics and bodyweight training is all about. Keeping it interesting, fun, feeling like you're not really working out, but also getting great results on the back end of it. And I've started using the rings to do some, I'll call them ring crunches. They look like nothing, but trust me, give them a try, because if you focus on crunching your abs together while you're doing this move, I can guarantee your abs will burn. And I've just been putting this into the mix alongside the hanging knee raisers with the ball and throwing the ball over the bar, and I'm getting great results. It's fun, and I can't see myself stopping because I just enjoy doing it. And legs, real tough one to build with just bodyweight because they're designed to carry us all day, every day, which they do very well. So we have to bring in some more resistance, which could be a weight vest, a weight plate, more reps, slower reps, and then one of my favourite is to start moving on to single leg variations, because then you put in all your body weight and additional weight if you want onto one leg instead of two. So obviously we walk around with two legs. Imagine you had to do everything on one leg, it will be much harder. So this is a good way through bodyweight training to actually grow your legs. So the key point with all this is make sure you advance your movements, keep it fun and interesting, but please don't overcomplicate it. You don't need 600 exercises. The basics are good. Yes, they only get you so far, but from what we've just spoke about in this video, they can take you so much further before you bring anything else into your training. So please don't overcomplicate it. Have fun, get a great physique, happy training. See you in the next one.